Last night, I recorded a cleanup session. That's an added bonus for the participants in my last class on body and health. And as most cleanup sessions go, when I sit in front of the camera, I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth. And last night, what came out was something tremendous. You see, even though the course was about body and health, this cleanup session, it's about total freedom and doing the one simple thing that will guarantee you get that freedom quickly. Now, because this video is very deep, very powerful, I'm only going to keep it on the YouTube channel for a short period of time. And if you're a subscriber to this channel, you know that these ninja videos is what I like to call them because they appear on the channel and they disappear. But if you're subscribed, you get a notification and you can bookmark the video. So even after it's gone, you could follow your bookmark back to it and use it as often as you like. All right? So sit back, get nice and quiet, and enjoy. Welcome back. In this final session, I want to do one last cleanup together with you. Now, a cleanup is not so much of a release. Of course, we're releasing as we do this. But what we're really doing when we're doing a cleanup like this is we're taking a moment to discriminate, to come from the position of the I of us and seeing that truth from that perspective and looking at ourselves and the world this way, we actually have the opportunity to drop the whole thing. Drop either the entire story or just huge portions of the story. See what it is that we've been believing in our mind as something that's false and just letting it go. All right? So, let's take another deep dive into ourselves. So close your eyes. Now take a moment to just get present. Just notice whatever's going on around you, in your mind, in your body, just whatever's going on right now. Become aware of it now. Without any judgments, without wanting any of it to be different, just observe. Observe any sounds that you're aware of in this moment. Observe any feelings you're aware of now. Without wanting to get rid of them, release them, or suppress them. Just allow them to be here. But be aware of them. Be aware of them as a loving presence. Now, as you're just simply aware of them, notice. You could take the position of having no judgments of good or bad. No need to change anything. Just seeing what is. And seeing that what is perfect. It really is perfect. Now, if you look at something that isn't seemingly so perfect, that judgment's coming from the ego. But when you look at things from the perspective of the I of you, or if you look at it from the perspective of the totality of the whole universe, and everything in the whole universe now that has come together to bring this moment in time, according to the whole universe, it's perfect. It just is. And notice how nice that feels. That acceptance of now. And that what is now is perfect. Because now is perfect. And whatever is now couldn't be any other way. Because it is now. And now has no judgments of good or bad. Now just is. And this is also true according to the I of you. That part of you is changeless. That part of you cannot be affected by exterior conditions in the world. That part of you doesn't change whether you're rich or whether you're poor. And that I of you cannot be touched by that body. It is. It always has been. It always will be. So right now, just say to yourself, I. 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 Now let's talk about truth. Take a look at your decisions about what you're doing with your life. And see if the decisions about what you're doing with your life, what you're putting your energy into, is congruent with the I of you. Or if where you're putting your energy into is looking away from the I of you. Now, you may have heard Lester say before that most of us here on this path, in practicing this method, we say we want freedom, but we put our energy off in the opposite direction of freedom, into the world. In other words, if you say you want X, but you put all of your attention and energy into Y, you're going to achieve Y. So, what is your intention? Let's get real here. Is your intention to go free? Or is it just something that you're saying because it's a nice thing to say, but deep down you really don't have an intention for it? And all you have to do is just observe your actions, day to day, hour by hour, minute by minute. Now, Lester says, if you want freedom, you really genuinely want it above anything else, you'll achieve it very quickly. You could achieve it in 2 weeks or less if you put all of your focus into that desire for freedom, imperturbability. Now, are you really interested in freedom? Now, if you aren't, if you'd rather focus on things in the world and making a better life for yourself, that's okay. And it's no problem for you to be doing this work, because as you know, it does make your life better. But just take a look. As better as you are making your life, what's the point of all of it? And can't you see that you'll never be satisfied until you let go of all of it? Until you quiet all the needs in your mind completely. So what do you decide? Do you really want freedom? And if so, all you need to do is just let go of wanting things of the world. That's it. And that includes wanting to survive as a body. Gotta let that go too. And when you let go of all of that wanting, guess what? You let go of all of your fear. You let go of all of your lust. You let go of all of your anger. Because that's what comes up when things don't go your way. You let go of all of your wanting until you're 100% imperturbable. And that means that you could just sit and do nothing. And you're happy having nothing. So if you really want freedom now, just imagine that. Imagine having nothing, doing nothing, being nothing. And see if that stirs up a big no inside. Oh, I don't want that. I want to do this. I want to have my family. I want to be more successful. I want to overcome all of my miseries, all of my problems. I want to be loved. I want to be a master. Now notice all the wants that you have. And those are the ones you got to let go of. So let's take a look at your biggest want. And let me ask you the question this way. What is it that you want more than freedom? More than total imperturbability? Whether you have everything or whether you have nothing. What is it that you want? What people? What experiences? What things? What accomplishments? Do you want to live forever? Do you want to stay in this world? In this big nightmare that we're living in? So what is it that you want more than freedom? And see if that brings up a wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe. And whatever want that brings up, notice that it's bringing up a lacking feeling. So that thing that you want, that you're holding on to, because you think that that's going to bring you happiness. But notice what it's bringing up right now. The opposite of happiness. Misery. Pain. Lacking. And is that what you really want? Lacking? So now can you make a smart decision? Let go of the wanting. So you can end that pain, that lacking. So that want, wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe, could you let go of either wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And could you let that go even more? And even more. 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 And could you let go of that feeling, that lacking feeling? The only reason why that feeling is there is because of wanting. Just nip it right in the bud. Let go of that wanting and watch that painful feeling disappear. Just let go of that want for it. And more. And even more. And even more. And even more. And even more. And what else do you want more than freedom? More than having a quiet mind? Because notice, every time you put your attention out there in the world, and every desire that you have for something in the world, that creates noise in your mind. And that noise in your mind gets you feeling restless, gets you trapped in your mind into doubts, dissatisfaction, desire, confusion, not knowing where to go with your life, not knowing what your real purpose is in life. But when you quiet that mind, all that goes away. And right away, you know who you are and what your purpose is. And again, all you have to do is drop the desire to reveal your true self. So whatever it is now that you want more than freedom, take a look to see where that want is coming from. Just very easily. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? You see, when we look at it this way, we don't have to resolve anything. We don't have to interpret why. We just say, oh, it's an out of control feeling. That's a lacking safety feeling. That's a lacking approval feeling. That's the basic want that I'm looking to fulfill with whatever it is that I'm doing out there. It makes things simple this way. Now, could you let go of either wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And it's just a decision, yes or no. Could you let it go, that want? And could you let it go even more? And could you let it go even more? And even more. 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 And could you let that wanting go even more? And even more. And notice how you feel. Do you feel more at ease? More present? And more with a sense of satisfaction now, in this present moment? And what that is now is just a feeling of having. Where if you're spending your present moment wanting something, that's an experience of lack and a dissatisfaction with now, with this present moment. And if you really want to achieve your goals in life, how are you going to achieve them? By being dissatisfied now in the present moment. But when you're satisfied now, happy now, positive now, Positive attracts positive. That's when your life flourishes and abundance shows up. And like I said when we started this here, it's time to be real and truthful with ourselves. Where are we putting our attention, our focus? And notice, that's what you're creating. And the more you're wanting something out there, the more you're creating lack and dissatisfaction. Now, what else do you want more than you want freedom, peace of mind, imperturbability? And whatever want that is, let's narrow that down to the 3 core wants. Is that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? And it's up to you. It's your choice. Would you rather want, or would you rather have? Notice, they're total opposites. You can't want and have at the same time. When you're having something, right in the moment, having it, you don't want it. You're having it. And when you're not having something, notice, you're wanting it. And you can't want and have at the same time. And it's your choice right now. Now, that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe, could you let go of either wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Could you let that go even more? And even more. 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 Now, which feels better? Does it feel better to want, or does it feel better to have? And notice when you look at it this way, you see the polar difference between the two states. Having feels easy, effortless. It just is. You have to think about it. You're just in the moment, enjoying what you have. Wanting, on the other hand, feels empty, lonely, desolate, detached, separated. And it's not a nice feeling. And this is a simple matter of discrimination. You can even ask a 3-year-old, which is better, wanting or having? Would you want an ice cream? Or would you rather have an ice cream? What do you think the kid's going to say? Duh. Better to have. See? They're opposites. And the difference between moving from one state to the other is your decision. Could you let go of wanting so you could have? And could you let go of wanting so you could have? And could you let go of wanting so you could have? And could you let go of wanting so you could have? And more. And even 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 more. And right now, just in this moment, let go of all your wanting, just to see what it's like. If it doesn't work out for you, you can always go back to wanting. But right here, just in this moment, don't worry about the next one, just right here, you just drop all of your wanting with whatever that thing is that you're wanting in your life. Just let the want for it go, just for a moment. Notice what happens. Let it go. And let it go some more. And let it go completely. Just drop it. Just for a moment now. And what if you dropped it permanently? So notice what that feels like. Notice that brings you into the now. And right now, when you're just totally present with no desire, you feel whole, complete. Nothing needs to be changed. Everything's great. And that's it. See how easy that is? So let's take a look at one more thing that you're looking out into the world for to make you happy. And maybe it's not something specific in the world. Maybe it's just being in the world. Maybe there's just a feeling deep down inside like, I want to hang around here. I want to hold on to this. I'm afraid what will happen if all of this disappears. What will happen to me? Will I just float around in empty space? Will I disappear? So maybe that want, something that you're wanting in the world, just happens to be the world that you're wanting. You're wanting to hold on to. And see if you're holding on to it for dear life. Now look deep down inside and see if that brings up a wanting approval. Like you need acknowledgement, you need some sort of outside feedback or presence, companionship to keep you company. Or you need control. Well, I need to be able to move around, do stuff, change things. I need this game to play. I need an adventure. Or does it bring up a want for safety, survival? Again, that fear of what will happen to me if this world disappears? What if I disappear? And whichever want this brings up, notice it brings up an uncomfortable, lacking feeling. Now the world hasn't disappeared. Nothing has happened, but right now in this moment you have this negativity, this lacking that's being stirred up. And so you don't have to find out the answer to that question, what will happen to me? What's going to go on if I drop all my wanting? All you have to know is just what you've been proving to yourself. Every time you let go of that wanting, the major thing that you're accomplishing is letting go of that experience of lack. And what shows up in its place is nice. So how about now? Can you let go of that wanting approval, wanting control, or wanting to be safe? Could you let that go? And could you let that go even more? And even more. 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 Notice what you're experiencing now. Do you feel quieter? Then notice the quiet that's showing up. It's not a dead space. It's not empty. It's very alive. Yet there's nothing there. There's no world there and quiet. There's no form, no objects and quiet. Yet it's very alive. Very positive. And very spontaneous. Out of quiet comes the big bang, if that's wanted, at any moment. That quiet is full of potential. yet full of nothing. And notice how nice it feels in quiet. And see, this is what we're talking about here. In choosing, I want freedom. I want imperturbability. I want quiet. I want this nothingness more than I want something that I think is going to make me happy out there in the world. It's not a difficult choice, especially now that you feel the goodness of quiet. And now it's just a decision. I want this more than anything else. What do you decide? Now, can you surrender to quiet? Just surrender to it. And surrender to quiet even more. And even more. And even more. And even more. And even more. Surrender yourself completely to quiet. Just let go of the need to be anything now in this moment. Let go of the need to have anything. Let go of the need to do anything just now in this moment. Notice how joyful that is. Now surrender to quiet even more. And even more. And even more. And when you're ready, you allow your eyes to open. But remember that decision you made. That's up to you to go forth and carry out that decision, that resolution, whatever it is. So I hope this cleanup session was helpful to you, and you have a clear picture about what your true purpose is in life, and where you should put your focus and energy into. And if this is of value to you, if this perspective here resonates with you, then this is just a taste of where we're going in our next course, the Conscious Creation Master Course. We're going to take this point of view right from day one, looking at it from the top, and going not just for all of our goals in the world, but really for that highest goal, a total freedom and imperturbability, and doing the simple things that it takes to get there, to drop the desire, to drop the mind. We're going to explore just how easy that can be. And once you do that, all of your other goals in life just fall into place. So if that's of interest to you, then join me on this new Conscious Creation Master Course. I put a link to it in the description below. And we're starting very soon. I hope to see you there.